Hello everyone, welcome to chapter 2.1 of Astatos, Republic Without End. Let's just get right into it. Journey anew, let's begin. That afternoon, the Crown Majors were packing their rucksacks, preparing to depart for the capital of the soon-to-be ex-governor. Have the two of you packed everything? Don't trouble yourself with too many possessions. Anything you leave behind will be well taken care of until you return. We don't own very much, though all of Elisa's books often prove hefty. Were you the one telling me I should build more muscle? You won't be building it if I'm the one carrying your things. But you're getting so toned. It's a good look. Thanks. Vitus is looking more and more like one of my men every day. It's a pity they both aren't talented magicians. Incorporeal grimoires save space and trouble. At the consequence of having a body like yours, not a lot of meat on the bone. My apologies, but I'm not interested in appealing to your sick desires. Wait, Zermis is sick? Does Hercules need to heal him? No, he doesn't need me. Well, there are some places you could check to be sure, but we'll need a lot of oil. Oh lord. Everybody shut up. He told us we were riding together, but what about the heroes? Surely we can't all fit in one carriage. I have an additional carriage that I usually use for servants. I hope it will be acceptable enough for our honored guests. Crocus looks like he had just swallowed a spider. Just one carriage? Aw, looks like we'll have to share it, kitten. A servant approaches the group before whispering something suspicious. Ah, good. Bring him in. Familiar face enters the hall. Hey, Reese. Centurion Reese? The bear nods gruffly. I've been advised that we will require further protection on the journey to the capital, and I presumed he would jump at the opportunity. I owe these men my life, Your Grace. Then you've already said your goodbyes? Not that many to give. Then it's best we all set out. Wait, why does this man got his fucking titty hanging out? Wait. Why is it from that angle I saw his heart wasn't protected but his other boob was. And why the hell was it sagging? That's borderline obscene. The group were to travel by carriage for 9 days. As time passed, the verdant shrubland of Irinipolis soon made way for cracked soil and arid air. Nights were freezing, days were torrid. When Sulpicius felt lively, the carriage filled with stories of the landmarks that passed by the window. But sometimes, the braying of pack beasts and the creaking of wheels were the only things that disrupted the whisper of the desert sands. On the final day, Sulpicius broke the silence with a tone of determination. That's a little too much titty, and with sweat too, holy shit. It won't be long, gentlemen. We're on the verge of reaching the capital. There's too much man boobs. I mean, I'm not complaining, but YouTube might. You mean we'll finally get to move around again. You move plenty in your sleep. Good to know, but I don't remember asking. We'll both have plenty of room to stretch soon enough. You can tell the quality of the yeah, I can tell the quality of the chapter went up because now we're actually getting like actual in-game art other than just, just the sprites and the backgrounds. You both have plenty of room stretched soon enough. For as you might, you could spend weeks exploring the capital and yet fail to see it all. Sounds exciting. Or overwhelming. I thought Irinipolis was big enough. It's a mere fraction of the capital's greatness. That's good and all, but I don't want to get distracted. We have a reason for being here. We don't know the motives of the rebels, and even less about how to stop them. At the very least, we know the rebels are set on conquering the lands of the Republic. They're uncompromising and will not hesitate to murder for their goals. We have first-hand experience to attest to that. If peace isn't an option, at the very least I wish to enact a plan to retrieve the Academy. There must still be so many secrets that there that our mentor knows about. Thought you wanted to go home. Well, of course. But now the demiurges are on leash, we have many more responsibilities to contend with. That's true, but... But what? You don't sound as wistful about home as you used to. Is that so? Well, maybe I'm just exaggerating. It's hot and I'm probably just overthinking things. Say, Sulpicius, when will we reach the capital? Trust me, you'll know. We'll know? What's that supposed to mean? Means you'll fucking know, man. What else would it mean? And then they feel it before they see it. The air is different. Each breath they take is crisp and cool. The very ground beneath the carriage is sprouting with greenery and life. When Vitas pokes his head out the window, he sees at first what he thinks is a mountain, but in truth, it's a structure. Breathtaking, isn't it? Satar Fonzia. The carriages stop at a gate post, giving the group some time to stretch their sore bodies and appreciate the view. It looks kind of shitty. Welcome to Satar Fonzia. The air feels cool here. It was built around the largest water spring on the continent. Centuries ago, before it was a city, it was our founding father's personal spring. Practical oasis in the desert that surrounds Satar Fonzia. It looked a lot more humble when I was last here. Perhaps in appearance, but the elite often gathered here. They also find considerable power in the water itself. This is also where many priests would make their pilgrimage. It was a common belief that the waters revealed many things about treating the body. Most of our healing practices originated from this place. But I always felt that you could learn just as much about healing anywhere. Of course you would think that. You have an aptitude for sensing and commanding magic that most could only dream of. It's really not that special. Crocus rolls his eyes impatiently. Or at least it never used to be. Humility is overrated. The bigger the city, the bigger its pockets. I can tell I'm gonna have a lot of fun here. The guards have approved our passage. Back into the carriages we go, gentlemen. My ancestral home is nestled in the market district, so you're all in for a treat. Riding through the capital leaves the crown mages stunned. To awe at the strange structures distributing water throughout the city like vast rivers that foster life wherever they flow. The nearby gardens overflow with all manner of plants they have never seen before. The carriage stops at a home nestled between a row of other similarly grand buildings. You need to clean your home, man. There's leaves everywhere. Here we are. Feel free to stay here for as long as you need. There's plenty of room and you'll be hard pressed to find a more welcoming abode. Generous as usual. This is stunning. Come, let us get you all settled in. And I must bathe quickly. It's been far too long a journey. Why the rush? Are you going somewhere? I have arranged to meet with the dictator at once regarding the current status of Irinopolis and to arrange for my replacement. I thought, though I wish I had the time to show the two of you the city. Did he just blush? I have so many fond memories of this place when I was young. I'll leave these men in your care, Centurion Reese. I trust no harm will come to them. I know how to swing a sword, Your Grace. Right then, I'll be on my way. Sulpicius takes his leave as the servants begin to put away everyone's belongings. And there he goes. Always busy, that one. I'm still taking this place in. Sulpicius has a nice childhood home. A bit too nice for my taste, but I can't complain. Shelter, shelter, even if it has frills on the door handles. I don't believe that such a thing is too nice. For once we agree, kitten. I'm going to make myself nice and cozy here. I deserve something nice after riding in a cage with you all for a week. You deserve nothing, but you were allowed to stay here all the same. As if I need anybody's permission to go where I please. Not that it's ever hard for me to get permission. You're lucky I'm the one you never have to ask. They're the replacement for those two leopards are the replacement for the idiots, for the idiot demiurges. Her class wanders around investigating the many displays of metals and art adorning Sulpicius' home. Circles, on the other hand, appears to be wandering in his own head, wearing an expression the crown mages know all too well. Are you alright, Circles? Oh, please don't worry about me. Seeing those two argue just reminded me that I haven't seen Lords Mukari Hari or Mukaki as of late. That's right. They have been oddly quiet, haven't they? Usually they're nearby, just out of reach. As I recall, they were following above our carriages, but I've been distracted ever since we arrived. If I had to guess, they're taking in the latent power of this place. We're drowning in magic here. I can smell it in the air. What exactly do you mean? Figuratively speaking, if the magical residue of Erinipolis could be considered a puddle, this place would not be a river nor a lake. This place is an ocean. Who knows what kind of effect that has on those two? Zermes looks like he's about to say something, then decides against it. He stands there, twirling his chalice in his hand, staring at it. I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed myself. I think it's best not to worry about the demiurges. They'll show up in their own time. They always do. I suppose you're right. We should worry about ourselves for the time being. I'm sore and starving. We should pack our things away and rest for a bit. I can't argue there. They don't see Sulpicius for the rest of the night, but his servants are kind enough to feed them and show them the washing chambers. They offer to wash their clothes, but the crown mages don't feel comfortable accepting after all the goodwill they've already been shown. Then another day passes without hearing back from Sulpicius. I'm starting to get worried. Why haven't we heard back from him yet? This isn't new. Sulpicius has proven himself to be quite the busy man in the past. On the other hand, I feel we are becoming too comfortable with wasting time. One day of rest was more than enough. A savant approaches, telling the group of a visitor that Jess arrived. Finally, somebody. I don't suppose that's your missing gods now, is it? Knocking isn't really their style. They have a flair for the dramatic. Perhaps they were sent by Sulpicius? Reese stands out, blocking most of the hallway with his body while he just juts his chin. I'll handle it. But Valises is already at the front door. I'm perfectly capable of opening my own doors, you know. You don't know who that could be. He opens it without pause. Ah, if it isn't Kairos. The person on the other side certainly is a stranger. He's a polite-looking fox dressed in the clothing of a noble who looks about the same age as the crown mages. There's a skip in his step and a spark in his eyes that reflects warmth and curiosity. What's up with him? Oh my god, it's not Kairos, it's Jacksepticeye. Top of the morning to you, gentlemen. Good morning. Good morning. Who might you be? Well, I was going to ask the same thing, but judging by your robes and your appearances, I assume that you have to be Vitus and Valises, the renowned silver-tongued crown mages. You're a bloody sticky beak, ain't ya? Reveal your name and your business, or make yourself scarce. Whoa, 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 easy there. Name's Kairos, and I'm not here to make trouble. But you might as well call me the welcoming party, because that's why I'm here. I owe Sulpicius a favor, so I agreed to give his trusted crown mages a tour of the city when they're able and ready. No offense taken if you turn me away, of course. I'm just here to do a good turn. I'd appreciate the opportunity to give your men a tour and show them a good time, since I'm not much good at anything else. Except for what you're about to do in the coming chapters, I guess. Reese keeps his paw pressed against the hilt of his sword as the others try to get a good look in around his large frame. How good of a time? Quite. Vitus cuts in. I'm sorry, but we've got business to attend to. We're not looking to have fun. But we do need to learn the layout of the city. Well, I'm just the man for that. I know the city from the tip of my nose to the back of my tail. Not to pry, but aren't you wearing the clothes of nobility? Well, yes, good eye. I am one after all. You don't speak like the other nobles. He just means you sound normal, which is a compliment, not an insult. Right, Valises? Well, sure. Took me off guard is all. With all due respect, I think it would be unwise to go with him. Oh, come on. Surely I'm not that off-putting. If I'm too ugly to be seen with in broad daylight, then I can at least make all of you look more attractive by comparison. You're not ugly at all. He's just being cautious, which is his duty. In fact, I think you look rather nice. You're rather nice to look at. Wait, oh yeah? His ears pucker up and his tail moves from side to side. Wait, Vitus. I just meant there's no good reason for us to be rude like that. We have no good reason to distrust him. After all, we have 5 bodyguards. Surely that's more than enough security if he did try to pull something. Valisa's out here acting like a very defensive boyfriend. No offense. None taken. Wise men are always prepared for anything. Safety in numbers is always a good strategy. The city is old and monolithic. There are plenty of thieves and all manner of violent criminals you could run into if you find yourself prancing down the wrong alleyway. Right then. He clasped his paws together. Shall we begin our tour, or should I leave you be? We've waited around for long enough. Let's go. Reese begrudgingly agrees not to complain while the group explores the city with Sulpicius' associate. Upon leaving the estate, the crown may just get a better look at the view outside of the house. I really envy you all, seeing the capital for the first time. I'd pay a handsome sum to see it all with fresh eyes. Even now, it's still a lot to take in. I'll do my best just to make it a bit more comfortable then. Going north for several blocks lead you to the House of Lords, the House of Commons, as well as the coveted hanging gardens of the city. Is that where they hang people, or is it... wait. I wonder how those archers carry water vertically throughout the city. Is it magic? Kroko sighs loudly at Valisa's remark. Fox just scratches the back of his head, picking up on the tension. Not really. It's mostly machines that pump the water up, though I wouldn't be surprised if some spells are involved in power generation underground. Once the water is high enough, aqueducts distribute it through the city and the gardens, eventually ending up in misting sprays along the terraces. Remarkable! Where will we end up if we walk east? Going east will lead you to the Temple District, where the golden wells flow freely. They were just stone a long time ago. West will lead you to the Academy of the Republic. Every noble attends it in their childhood to learn mathematics, history, economics, and civic stewardship. Spellcraft too, for those with a knack for it. And here comes Krokos. Krokos turns at those words, but Kairos doesn't see and keeps talking. South will lead you to the civilian districts, the back alley of trade centers, and eventually outside of the city. This area is the heart of the market district, which I suppose is a bit obvious. Spices, cured meat, and rare wood fill the market beneath stalls lined with richly woven textiles. Though nobody can blame you if you get distracted by the beautiful clothes, the illustrious jewels, or the lovely smells, or any of the lovely people. And then here comes Hermes. He looks back at Vitas, grinning. Just a joke, of course. Well, Vitas has certainly been staring. I just stumbled over my words. Can you both stop teasing me? The poor man must be grateful that his robes conceal so much. Oh, come on! I don't mean to derail this torture session, but I heard you say earlier that magic is still taught in the capital. Well, yeah, sure. Most nobles are expected to learn magic. Reading runes is a natural step after learning to read, but most people don't have the talent to pull off spellcasting, and those who tend to look like amateurs compared to the censor. The right hand of the dictator? That's the one. He's considered a bit of a prodigy, and much younger than the Grand Masters of the Academy. I should like to meet him. I suppose you likely will. Now then, news regarding the defense of Irinipolis sent waves throughout the city. Before that, everybody spoke as if it was already lost for the longest time. Then news of the crown mages and their miracles began to spread. Of course, there were just as many accusations, nasty ones. Oh, really? And what sort of things are people saying? That you lot are a bunch of con artists, confusing people with good tricks, yes, but certainly not helping the war. And they say the news of victory at Irinipolis is nothing but your propaganda, a way to spread the good word of your false doings. And what do you believe? Me? He barks out a laugh. No offense, but you two don't strike me as master manipulators. Yeah, that's your thing, isn't it, Kairos? And I don't think Sulpicius is naive enough to fall for that sort of thing, but I do know that he's very stubborn. He's the kind of person who cannot resist a challenge and will go down with a sinking ship if it means his pride is on the line. I don't think he would be here at all if Iranipolis wasn't as stable as we've been told. It's clear he's confident in the security of Iranipolis, so I'm confident as well. That's putting a lot of trust in one man. I like to believe that I'm a pretty good judge of character. So would I. Then we already have something in common. There are a lot of people in the city. If there's somebody worth knowing, chances are good that I'll know enough about them. It's just a side effect of attending so many banquets. Usually I would agree. But in a big city like this, there are so many informal places to pick up all sorts of rumors or juicy gossip. You catch on quick. Not to doubt you, but if you're as informed as you say you are, then you must understand that there's still a war going on. Surely the people here understand that too, right? Well, why don't we all shop around for a while? Perhaps you'll find your answer. Is that really the best use of our time? I would rather research for where Sulpicius has gone. I think we should do what he says, Valises. If he didn't know what he was talking about, I don't think Sulpicius would have sent him. Besides, we should familiarize ourselves with the city. Fine. Just a little bit of shopping then. The crown mages walk from stall to stall, taking in the sights of the market, all while keeping an eye on their companions. Zermius slips away into a perfume store that catches his interest. Procros peruses a stall of magical paraphernalia, debunking most of what he finds under his breath. To the crown mage's surprise, Hercles can be seen among the flower shops. Hey, Circles. Yes? Hold still. What? Why? Your cheeks are always rosy after every little discomfort. What discomfort? I'm sorry, but I don't know what you're talking about. The pink petals will go nicely, I think. Oh, they fucking... What did you put on my head? A fitting accessory for a gentle soul. You have to pay for those, you know. Oh. Well, how much? 50 Monera per foul. Excuse me? What? It's so much. That's okay, I made a lot working as a legatus. And I think he's worth it. They fucking... I don't think I am. Well, that's strangely sweet. It's not likely he's doing it for Circles. I feel like he just likes arranging the flowers. I see. The crown mages try to listen for any word about them, the war, or any way the city might be affected by the rebels, but in truth, the capital marketplace doesn't seem to be much affected at all. Few wealthy customers complain about the lack of variety, blaming the rebel soldiers, but the bevy of goods before the crown mages was more varied than any stalls they had seen in their lives. Trust the elitists to think that it's not enough. I'm starting to feel vindicated when I suggested that we're wasting our time here. Everybody seems fine and unaffected by what's going on with the war. I agree, it feels very strange. If I left here, I would be hard-pressed to realize there was even a war going on outside these walls. Everything we could ever want is at our fingertips. How can a place like this exist when people were barely getting by in Iranipolis? I can't wrap my head around it myself. That's it. We didn't come here to shop. Hey, Kairos! Yes? I don't need to listen to complaining shoppers anymore. I want to know why we had to struggle so hard to keep Iranipolis when everything is going so well in the capital. It's clear that there are plenty of resources and plenty of military forces here to spare. Why aren't they doing anything to help? What do you think? Are you seriously asking us? We lost our home to the rebels. Valises is upset, so am I. How are we meant to enjoy anything knowing that we can't return to our academy, knowing that people outside of this city still need help? If you know so many people, then why don't you tell us what's going on here? So quick. I can see why Sulpicius puts so much faith in you. You're both right. The problem isn't what you're hearing, it's what you're not hearing. The people here are disconnected from the world around them, comfortable but ignorant. They aren't on the front lines and have never seen war. I wanted you both to experience this and be prepared for what's to come. What's to come? The House of Lords and the House of Commons are locked in a bureaucratic stalemate. The House of Lords wants to deploy troops, but the House of Commons wants to accept the rebels' terms for peace. Accept the rebels' terms for peace? They are conquerors, butchers. So many men on both sides have died because of their actions. They attacked us unprovoked and took what they needed. How could anybody argue for peace? That's not for me to say. Look, you two have very personal and very good reasons to show strong opinions. I'm sorry, but I don't have your answers. If you want to find out for yourself, I think you should visit the House of Commons. Considering who you two are, I doubt the men in charge could turn you away. I know for a fact that the politicians take frequent strolls in the council gardens near this time of day. If we start walking now, we should be able to catch them out. Let's go then. Felicia pushes past the fox a little violently. Hey, I'm just a messenger. Goodness, I'm sorry. Are you alright? Oh, I'm perfectly fine. I've been hit much harder than that. Sudden anger just surprised me, is all. It doesn't mean to aim it at you. When Valises has his mind focused on something, it's best not to stand in his way. Then hopefully I can help him find what he's looking for. The rage! The rage in Valises. They walk for half an hour past stone bridges and pools of crystalline water, until they find themselves before the imposing structure that towers over the capital. Well, 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 what have we here? Kairos chimes in as they walk. And here is the council building. A seat of power for the Republic of Pruna and the source of water for all Sador Fonzia's aqueducts. Valises huffs as he increases his pace. Hey now, at least watch your step. The bridge is quite high up. Kairos directs the group along the western outskirts of the council building, where they enter an elegant garden flanked by aqueducts and brimming with greenery. A mixture of nobles and commoners stroll about the verdant shrubbery and ample seating. Oh good, we're in luck. The fox points to a tall, proud-looking hyena who wades his paw through a column of falling water as he walks. God damn! God damn! That's precisely the man you're looking for. Regulus, the tribune. Follow me, Herklaus. At once. Wait a minute, Valises. Please don't do anything rash. Don't worry, Vitus. Tribune Regulus, I have a few questions for you. The hyena turns his head quickly but smiles warmly. Been here for like however many moments and he's already here. He's already starting beef. Two young men in dark gold-trimmed robes who could easily be mistaken for nobles at a first glance, accompanied by the spearman, a magician, a holy man, and an adventurer. Ha! I know exactly who you are. He bows with near-perfect poise. I would be honored to answer the questions of such esteemed guests. How may I be of service to any of you? You can start by confirming the House of Commons' stance on giving in to the demands of the rebels. He tilts his head sideways as if thinking deeply. You're not the first person to ask me that question, and I suppose you won't be the last. But yes, the House of Commons is in support of negotiating peace with the rebels. And for what reason? For the good of the common people, of course. Are you mocking us? Valises, let him finish. I'm not mocking you at all. Our position is founded upon the goal of decreasing bloodshed on both sides. Regardless of who wins or loses, the fact remains that war means death for all involved. It's not often that toll is paid by the rich or elite who can afford to sit safely at home, and most of the common people do not wish harm upon their families. After all, the rebel army used to be part of the Republic. Surely there's some reason for their uprising. And what if there isn't? Ah, there's definitely a reason. Those rebels wouldn't be risking their lives for nothing. And what does it matter? They're murderers who took our home. Well, what Valises is getting at is that none of the rebels we encountered would state their cause. Payment is the closest thing we could get as a motive from any of the soldiers. We think that points strongly to a motive based on vengeance, perhaps under the influence of a demagogue. Ah, yet the intelligence I gather points firmly to the contrary. The proposal sent by the rebel envoys asked for full autonomy and to abolish the... Oh, okay, yeah, that's not happening. That's absurd. They're fairly standard succession requests. Of course, I think that these propositions go a bit far, but I do not find them impossible to negotiate. The people living on the rebel territory would suffer greatly from autonomy from the Republic. But before the war began, I put forth a proposal in the House of Commons to increase the provincial autonomy of the rebel party and their territory claims, but the House of Lords blocked it. I believe that this situation should have been avoidable had it passed. I see. What should have been avoidable is allowing your treachery to persist. And here comes his angsty boyfriend. The Crown Majors turn to see a shouting panther a distance away from them, rushing towards the group. Yep, definitely his boyfriend. Conspiring with the enemy should not be tolerated. Carlos leans over to whisper in Vita's ear. That's Timaeus, a senator in the House of Lords. They're often at each other's throats. Prepare yourself for a scene. Yeah, if they're at each other's throats. You know, it's like the I hate you thing, and then the next panel is them like doing tongue kissing. Lending an ear to negotiation does not necessarily facilitate conspiracy. The only treachery we endure is that caused by administrative failure. Benter doesn't even look at the hyena as he turns towards the group. This grinning cactus tries to hide his barks with flowers. You, my friends, are messengers of the Lord and have no time to waste on a craven man wrapped up in his own agenda. Messengers of the Lord? We both endorse our positions with strong words. That's the nature of our profession. I know fully well what sort of position you'd like to take. What with your tail between your legs? Okay, so Timaeus is the top and Regulus is the bottom. Dutifully noted. Ah, there's no cowardice in diplomacy. but there is without strength to back it. We need men, not poetry. Believe me, messengers, I intend to negotiate with the enemy as well, but only with their backs against the wall. Without a boasted army, the rebels will cut their way into the capital and close any attempt at negotiation. Our forces will crush them thoroughly, and you know it. This whole tragedy would start over again in time. You wish to suppress the rebels, who are still our own people. Well, of course I want to suppress them. If we agree to their terms, it would set a terrible precedent. Every other province would get the same idea and connive to further harm the Republic. Yet, if we grant them further autonomy, we would not be in this situation in the first place. The Lords are at fault here. This would be over now if the Commons hadn't connived to undermine the position of the Lords. Two men stare each other down. God, they're such boyfriends. Aha! These are old arguments. We'd be best to not repeat them in front of the messengers of the Lord. That's something I can agree with. You see, you look at this face, and then you look at this. Yeah. Then let us reconvene to an area where our voices should be heard. After you. Two stalk off, neither allowing the other to go first, so they maintain a distance as they walk side by side. Wait, they're leaving? Weird bunch. That gave me a headache. It reminds us of our fucking demiurges, don't they? That afternoon, the Crown Mages searched for Sulpicius around the city, but eventually they give up and return to the residence. I don't feel we've learned very much today, apart from how vocally the Tribune and the Senator oppose one another. Sounds like another pair we know? Well, not exactly. It's a little hard to explain. The Demiurgers definitely want different things, while the Tribune and Senator essentially have the same goal, but they're just dancing around the specifics. Their exchanges are well practiced. After all, they've been doing it every day for most of their lives. Hercules and Reese come through the front door. Hope you're hale and hearty, lads. Wait, why is his heart being covered now? Sorry for the bad news, but the frontline city to the east of the capital is under attack. We saw it ourselves. We don't think the rebels will be able to break through the front lines, but soldiers on both sides are dying. But we pushed them out of Iranipolis. Why would they launch another attack now? Aren't they at a disadvantage? That can't be good. This can't be good for anybody. We need to find out where Sulpicius went. It's a lot of conversation. 35 minutes of dialogue and no fighting. Another day passes without the crown mage's hearing of Sulpicius. Felicis has taken up the habit of pacing around the estate and muttering under his breath. What's taking Sulpicius so long? We're wasting too much time. Well, at least I've had some success. I've caught him twice in 2 different taverns in the middle of the night. He only had a moment to spare. He looked tired and unwell. All I could get out of him was that a man named Nikos was causing problems. Who's that? I don't know much aside he's very famous as of late and that he's very, very rich. Is that meant to be impressive? You nobles are used to being rich. The side of Fox's face twitches a bit. Well, I don't have room to complain, but you'd be surprised at how far a commoner's wealth can go. Sounds like you know more than you're letting on. I might be implying something. How about you stop holding back information? I'm sorry, you didn't ask. Velisis, he's here to help us. Then perhaps he should show a little more initiative. Tell me, what's going on with the dictator? We're in the middle of a war and he's nowhere to be found. Fox looks very uneasy. Commoners aren't aware, but the dictator hasn't attended court for several weeks. What? He's missing? He's not missing, but rather absent. He hasn't been fulfilling any of his duties. As a consequence, his responsibilities have been pushed to his council. This is partly why the 2 houses can't come to any conclusions. How could this happen? Well, again, my sources keep naming Nikos. If you ask the censor, he might know more. And where can we find him? The council building. Then what are we waiting for? Felicis walks out the front door before the others have a chance to reply. He seems to be in a hurry. What's gone into him? You already know the dictator's out here building a fucking harem. Like, he's fucking anyone and anything he says, and that includes Sulpicius. The others scramble to follow Velisis out the door towards the center of Sador Fonzia. After taking a few too many steps a bit too quickly, the crown mages find themselves in front of the city, in front of the council building once again. Before the final set of stairs, Velisis stops for a moment to catch his breath. They didn't get this close before when visiting the gardens. Without a doubt, it's the largest structures the 2 have ever seen in their lives. Vitus stands beside his companion and looks at him in awe. Are you ready? Don't ask. Okay. Okay, fag. They climb the stairs and enter the main hall with the others, following shortly behind. And he's wearing almost nothing. In the center of the room, a jackal swishes and flicks his paw in the air, leaving indentations on slabs of wet clay that look to be freshly plucked from the water. He turns toward the crown mages before they speak. His gaze is intense, but he beckons them warmly with a curling paw. Don't be afraid. If someone tells you don't be afraid, you should immediately be afraid. His voice was deep but playful. Welcome to the council. I could hear you coming from the bottom of the steps. I hope our noble city has treated you with dignity and grace. You're the crown mages, Vitus and Velisis, aren't you? That's correct. Your reputations precede you. I have to say, I'm impressed. Very impressed. Are you the censor of Bruna? That's my title, yes, but you can call me Various. Just as I call your men by their names too. Erklaus, Krokos, Zermes, Circles. He shakes each and every one of their paws. You're all living legends in my presence. In fact, I respect you so much that my hubris urges me to duel with you all. Would you all be willing to indulge in my vanity for a proper greeting? I don't suppose we can convince you to exchange words before blows? Let's just say I'm swayed more by actions than words. Join me in the House of Commons Gardens and show me what you can do, but be mindful that you don't cause any damage to the scenery. I promise I won't draw blood. That's certainly a way to introduce yourself. Various beckons them out of the hall to an isolated area at the back of the gardens. Herklaus looks like he feels at home for the first time since they arrived. Finally, a bit of exercise. What? We're still going through with this? I don't know how to attack someone without hurting them. I'm not a duelist. Just watch over my foci and help me guide my spells. Or maybe you could put our opponent to sleep. As for me, I probably shouldn't get too close. It won't be pretty if I do. But if this mutt thinks he can draw my blood, he'll sooner find out just how slippery I am. Alright. Upon hearing me, Zermes taunt Various draws a crystal shard and hovers it between his digits. Come on then, don't keep me waiting. So soundless wind blows through the censor's cloth and fur. It smells like rain. Face off against Various in a duel. What? What's the point of this? Alright, let's play it. Let's play as Makari Hari, I guess. Evil bitch. The Demiurges have yet to make their appearance. What are we gonna do if we can't use their abilities? I hear you crown mages received guidance from the Lord, but I didn't expect him to attend you personally. You heard the truth, although sometimes his whispers can prove more annoying than useful. And he never stops complaining if he doesn't get his way. You must be close to talk about him so flippantly. Most would never dare. I advise that you don't take my duel so lightly. I look forward to seeing what you all can do. Vitus, we have to decide what to do without the Demiurges. And help me out, Valises. I'm sure we can handle this together. I doubt I'll be as useful as an almighty divine being, you know. Really? We've been debating like this since we were kids. I know what you're capable of. Oh, ho ho! Alright, I may not be divine, but I'll lend you my ability as a crown mage. Okay. I guess I can work with this. Makari Hari gains 1 additional energy when matching the trial card. Oh. Take all energy from the hero on Makari Hari. Oh, right. Herklaus, the guardian of the Holy Capital. It's a relief to have you on my side. Sparring as the opposition is good practice. I'll follow your lead. Let's not hurt the crown mages too badly now. Bruh. Bruh. Just bruh. And he's got triple attack as well, bro. Alright. Circles, the father of medicine. It's remarkable that you accomplished so much without magic. No, healing was always magic from the very start. And what about faith, the healers of the clergy? Healing is a type of magic. Why would it have anything to do with faith? I see. Then I may have much to learn after this duel. The great savant Krokos, I hope you don't mind my scrutiny of your technique. As a fellow magician, I can say the same to you. I'll be watching. I'm honored. Yeah. These two are definitely gonna be fucking. Oh. Not often do I have the opportunity to deal with someone. I've bested most in the Capital Academy, and those still worthy to be my opponent have little time to humor me. Worthy is a strong word. The two of us are better orators than fighters. Any magician knows that strength is more than how hard you can hit something. Yeah, holy shit, I gained 2. 2 from a single draw. Not bad. Disparity's building up. Is he gonna pull Zermes? Doesn't have any cards. Trust that Zermes, the savior, can hold his own in a fight. I can also hold my own if you're in private quarters when this is over. Zermes, enough! Yeah, enough. You bitch. Yeah. No energy to lose, but attacking all the same. It's curious that you crown mages could be deprived of magical talent, at least in the traditional sense. I assure you that we're keenly aware of that. It's not for a lack of studying. Even I cannot fathom the technique used to summon these heroes. Do you possess some greater power, perhaps? Oh, I'm so very eager to learn more. See that? It's like, the only annoying thing that we can technically do is literally talk to the fucking crowd. Like, I guess our power would technically be being able to, I don't know, talk to the demiurges. But I'm sure anyone could do that if they actually, you know, they actually like try it, or you know, have some magical aptitude, or maybe they were the ones who actually released the demiurges. While my work keeps me busy, it also affords me access to knowledge and people. People claiming to be crown mages among them, but none have come to me with a reputation of you two. You've met with other crown mages before. I thought we were the only ones left. Perhaps the only ones who have been the real deal. Otherwise I would not be so ready to hear your words and test your mettle. I suppose that's reassuring. I guess. Use Exalted Element? Interesting. I'll be taking him back. Ha! I knew you two would put up a challenge. I like having Valises on my side for once. Stop looking at me and focus. Is he blushing? I think it's best not to continue this conversation. I mean, I told you, they fucking alright. Should be able to win without issue, unless he pulls something out of his ass. Okay, there we go. Vitus is victorious. Yes! Not bad. Not bad at all. Definitely know how to make an impression, as is necessary for the censor of the Republic of Pruna. How modest of you. Burning virtue. How interesting. 45 minutes in and we finally have our first fight. Censor ends the duel with a satisfied look in his face, seemingly excited to have broken a sweat. Truly a spectacle. Censor pants, catching his breath. Now then, I appreciate it if you return to the main hall with me. I prefer to work while I talk. We literally just fought for nothing, really. Once the group reaches the main hall, the censor stops in his tracks. He waves a paw up in the air and the hall fills with an unearthly light. Crocus looks around him and above him his maw agape. This is one of the most complicated transmutation spells I've laid eyes upon. Was this your doing? Mine and many decades before me, but I cannot deny that the maturity of the spell work is mine. I haven't seen magic like this in centuries. I thought it long gone. To make the governance of the city a part of its living architecture, the idea is both ingenious and precious. Certainly more efficient than lifeless clay tablets. The ground beneath us runs deep with magic, and the streets lined with ancestral homes and noble practitioners who carve out ancient runes. The more we touch the arcane, the more it touches us back. And those touches leave a mark upon the city too. Do you mean to say... Censor's face lights up when he sees the crown mages walk forward. But where are my manners? I'm more interested in learning about Vitus and Valises than telling you all about myself. Now tell me, of all the people to bring you here, why was it Kairos the Snoop? And for what reason? I'm just being helpful. But as for their reason for wanting to see you? His warm smile tightens into a grimace. You won't be happy to hear it. We want to help with the war effort. We lost our home and thought you could help us. We would like to know why the dictator hasn't showed up to court for weeks and about his relation to the man Nikos. Nikos? Various stares out into the distance a bit. Nikos, Nikos, Nikos. Each time he says the name, his voice gets a little more shaky. Well, he's certainly somebody who slips his way into the business of better men. He's loud, he's obnoxious, and what he lacks in personality he has to buy with money he gains from leeching off the simple-minded. Huh. Oh, now I understand. Somebody's jealous. Jealousy has nothing to do with this. The dictator can subject his body to whatever depraved fascination that flits into his head, but the moment it interferes with his duties, it becomes everybody's problem. So right, he is building a harem. He wastes all his time with that lobbyist, ignoring his counsels and his duties. Do you think the dictators are top or bottom? And you? Excuse me? I already told you that jealousy has nothing to do with this scenario whatsoever. But Various, you were pining after him. And so what if I was? Why are you telling these people this? It was obvious. Enough. We need the dictator present if the capital has any chance to function. You're the only one with a close enough connection to him to make things right. Somebody has to prove a plan of action within the council. A valiant goal, but as it stands, I have no control over this situation. I could take on the dictator's duties myself, but the House of Commons and the House of Lords are still in an impasse. Then perhaps the lobbyist Nikos could help us? Various, I have a thought. What if you were to set up a banquet involving yourself, the lobbyist, and many nobles, and then explain the situation to everyone? Well, I think a banquet is a terrible idea, but because I lose my appetite at the sight of him. But in a more serious matter, these crown mages have become a topic of interest among the nobles. It may not be the best decision for them to appear among the nobility right now. There will be barbed words and veiled threats. I don't care what people think about me and Velisis. We want to stop this war and get our home back, and this might be our best lead in order to do so. Censor puts on a defiant look that slowly melts into a face of defeat. Alright, very well. I'll arrange a small banquet with a select few guests. I'll have Kairos fetch you the night before. Be on your way then. Seems like I have even more taxing work ahead of me. With a wave of his paw, they are pushed out of the council building by an invisible force. Well, it could have gone better. I suppose it could have gone worse as well. At least we have our meeting with Nikos, which means we're getting closer to a meeting with the dictator. This is absurd. How many hurdles must we cross to get this man to do his duty? Perhaps we shouldn't discuss this here. Let's tuck our tails and return to Sulpicius' estate, yeah? They all agree that it will be best to wait until the banquet with the censor and the lobbyist before returning to the council building. Luckily, they don't have to wait for long. Kairos returns early the next morning. Various managed to put something together in a pinch. Nikos and a few of the more sociable nobles have agreed to meet with you, so long as Various mediates the whole thing. Wait, we're going to have to entertain more nobles than just Nikos? It's your speciality, Vetus. Can't understand why a quiet drink between us all was out of the question. But fine, we've been through worse. We can attend yet another banquet if we must. Hopefully that man will exchange more than a few sentences with me this time. You? Struggling to earn an audience? Who would have guessed? I won't have a problem. One is expected to talk at a banquet. Well, if you need help talking to men, you could always ask for my advice. I don't need advice on getting men drunk, snake. Huh, what an awful thing to say. You must have had plenty of experiences filling your mouth with strange liquids, and you believe me, so have I. Oh, I fucking hate you, Xerxes. After all, there's no better tasting drink than a pint of humility. So why don't you take a good long sip and admit you need my help? But watching you try so hard and fail is the sweetest victory of all. A more serious composure would look better on the both of you. Ought to hear you chime in. When I feel the need. Then please, don't compare me to him. If I might butt in? I think Hercules means to say that this isn't about us. Vitus and Velisis need us on our best behavior. If we make them look bad, then they may never get to meet the dictator. And that just means more wasted time and wasted lives. A little death shouldn't bother you. Don't you bring people back to life? Only if I'm present. And fast enough. Oh, so that's how it works. I retract my earlier statement then. Rick. If we might be on our way, gentlemen. The sun is nearing its zenith. We're ready to go. Time to make an appearance. Kairos leads the group back to the council building. The banquet is held in the House of Lords garden, located on the opposite side of the building from the House of Commons. Well, aren't you fancy? Throughout the garden is a spread of honeyed cakes, smoked meats, a bounty of fruits, vegetables, and more spirits than you could count. The censor waits around the crowd, exchanging words and clasping paws until his eyebrows arch upon the group's arrival. Well met. The two of you grace my presence once again. He holds both of the crown mage's palms in his paws and clasps them tight. Then he passes between two, muttering, "Mind that you maintain that grace when others sorely lack it." That sounded urgent. I wonder what he meant. Well, if it isn't the little upstarts themselves. As luck would have it, they immediately get their answer. That's Snight Noble. That's Vitus and Valisis. Look at their clothes. So old-fashioned. Root Noble. Ah, hello. Nobles gawk at the two as if they're on display. They smell like they've been traveling too. Thought they would be bigger, more lively. You'd think so too, considering the lion looks more boy than man. At least you aren't being called old this time. You're not helping. What are they mumbling about? Are they mute? Hey, Nikos. Tall wolf of plump Eddie waits his way through the jeering crowd to get a better look at the crown mages. Finally, somebody worth talking to. Don't complain, at least he's willing to talk to us. Thank you. Ah, Nikos is here. Nikos? I see you've heard of me. And he's at it already, buttering up his next opportunity. Who shoots the brawny nobleman a nasty look, which makes them depart with a huff. The others here can say whatever they like, but they cannot say they are the guests of honor. Are you both truly the messengers of the Lord? Well, others have called us that, certainly. Are they wrong? Perhaps they are right, but only on the surface. We summon the great heroes, and the divine speaks to us. Elisus looks around him as if waiting for someone to interrupt him, but it never comes. At least you sound confident. That's good. As expected. Must be confident to manipulate others around you. Grown men are bowing to these common boys. Are they controlling Lord Sulpicius? The poor fool has gone mad. An embarrassment. A stain. Enough! Censor's voice silences the bickering nobles. I remember when more boy than man was used to escape the lips of the great houses when they looked at me. Now every one of those houses scramble to kiss my ring for a chance at favor. First you hurl insults at my guests without giving them a chance to respond. Then you accuse them of baseless crimes rather than any based on evidence. I know you all want glory, and it's pathetic. I'm not here for glory. I'm here to sate my curiosity. I can see that you're here, Nikos. The censor purposely addresses the man without looking at him. Where is the dictator? He was supposed to be present tonight. I don't believe he's supposed to do anything other than what he sees fit. His republic needs him. I suppose I can agree, though he can hardly be blamed if he doesn't have the energy to attend a banquet you host, as pretty as it is. Why don't you think he has that energy, Nikos? Did you tell him it would be too taxing to attend a feast? Or do you fill in the details for him? Certainly. There's more than enough of me to go around after all. Varys looks Nikos up and down. Perhaps a bit too much. Too much wine will do that to you. Nikos smiles and the two stare at one another for a spell. Murderers! Till that angry shriek breaks the silence. What? No. Ah! Here we go again. An old but dignified bull steps out of crowd shaking. Whispers from the crowd rise like the hisses of a snake pit. Can a father not have justice? Could you deny it? What if it were your boy? Or yours? Ah, here we go. Fucking Oral's fucking father. The man stumbles his words as he teeters on the verge of sobbing. There must be justice. Whiny bitch. His heavy, blubbering sobs begin to tear through the crowd. Without justice, there is nothing. Various arches an eyebrow at the bull, then turns to the crowd mages, looking alarmed. Censor lowers his voice to whisper. Crowd mages, we must end things here for tonight. But do as I say and return to your lodgings at once. Quickly. Various raises his voice to address the crowd. Gentlemen, your worries reach me and must be fairly considered. So too do the words of the crown mages who present worries of their own and who have developed a reputation for providing Iranipolis with effective solutions to its problems. Democracy will be our recourse at the end of the day after each voice is heard. Why the fuck is it? Yeah, that's The censor makes precise rhetoric that placates the crowd, whilst the others hastily return to Sulpicius' estate, not daring to look back. By the time they return, the sun has set into a heavy, gloomy air. They lock the doors behind them, catching their breath now that their silence can finally be broken. The bloody hell happened. You lot are gasping for breath like dying animals. We were so close to meeting the dictator, but it was a disaster. Stressful, yes, but not a disaster. Just so you don't forget, you've caught Nico's interest. And that means the dictator will hear all about you. You're closer than ever. At the cost of our safety. We were accused of murder. Well, are you not innocent? I do not like the sound of your silence. It's complicated. We're certainly not murderers. The former legate of Iranipolis was a terrible, destructive man, and we barely escaped him with our lives intact. I see. Well, no matter what happened, now that you've been accused, there will have to be an arbitration in the court of law. Arbitration? During the war? Hey, calm down. I'm just a messenger. No need to get mad, I'm just telling you how things work around here. Of course, I'd be happy to help if you need it. We're going to need it. Why? Of all people, why? 2 days later, the Crown Mages receive an official summons, having been charged by Legatus Oral's father. Ah, what a surprise. Here's the paperwork. Things just keep getting worse and worse. It says we have a week. You're both going to have to collect evidence to support your defense. Don't you have a lot of friends in Iranipolis? Doubtful that the old man did. So chins up, that's not so bad. We shouldn't have to be defending ourselves at all. There's still a war getting closer to us every day and we haven't made any progress. Me and Vitus want to get our home back. Felicis, you tried to make the Demiurge show up last night, didn't you? And did it work? Clearly not. They've never been absent this long. Maybe they have left us. I fear that's not possible. We wouldn't be here if they were gone. Wrong. Zermes is brought on a nearby cushion, twirling his chalice. We're bound to the Crown Mages, not to the Demiurges. Oh? So you haven't noticed yet? Well, I suppose you wouldn't, you're too self-absorbed. You must be obsessed to paying so much attention to me. Crocus rolls his eyes, but Vitus feels a sudden sense of unease. Notice what? Well, never mind. I'll tell you if you ever need to know. Wait a minute. I think I know now too. Know what? He's just toying with you. It's what he does. I was just offering to be helpful. Your harping is getting real tiring. Then why don't you share your discovery? I'll let it stew. They're smart boys. They'll figure it out. I just want to know how we can get Bukaki and Lord Makari Hari back. Hey, what are you talking about? That voice. Is that? It's getting stronger. Oh, good. I'm not going anywhere. Well, honestly, I wouldn't have been upset if you did disappear forever. Neither will I. Ugh, my head. It hurts like hell. the foretold. Where have you two been? Why didn't you both come back to us earlier? We've been here the whole time, but it's been difficult to reach you. Who are they talking to again? Oh, they're always like this when they're talking to the divine. Gets real confusing. You best let them do their thing. Yeah, it's loud as hell in the city, and I keep remembering stuff. What sort of stuff? Mostly useless crap, but a lot of it. I've been remembering things too. Things that don't make much sense to me. Go on. The truth for certain. But there's also a lot of emotion behind it. You're always emotional. It's your thing. Too bad you don't know how to be direct like me. Ugh. Then what kind of emotions are they? Sadness. And guilt. Guilt? Well, it's troublesome to explain. Why guilt? I remember losing something. Or perhaps losing my way. I feel as if I discovered a larger sense of myself shrouded behind fog. Ever so often the fog parts, then it thickens again. Started around when we arrived in Pruna. I'm connected to this place. So is he, much as I loathe to admit it. At least I'm not preaching about it. I'm remembering lots of stuff too. As far as I can tell, I'm the only one here with a bloody headache. How's that fair? And how are you feeling, Bukaki? I'm pissed off. I can remember things that make my blood boil. Well, there's also many things that don't add up. There's also these bursts of energy. Real powerful. Real ready to tear apart some weaklings. But the stronger I become, the more powerless I start to feel. Which is stupid and makes no sense. Strength is something that makes me powerful. Huh. I see. These kinds of conflicted feelings are painful to untangle. If it helps at all, I think it's normal to feel powerless sometimes. We all feel that. It doesn't help. Because to me, you're the ones who are supposed to feel powerless, not me. Yet despite how we feel, we're stronger than we were before. I hold no doubts about that. Well then, since you've left, we've gone from trying to stop the war to being tried for murder next week. Well, you've certainly done nothing wrong. My followers have nothing to fear, for they wield my power and follow my path. As you have a week, it would be prudent to seek out the help of my clergy within the capital. Perhaps they may be able to sway the opinion of the law in your favor. And Bukaki's okay with that? Sure, why not? You saw the state of the last temple we visited. Those acolytes were hardly his devoted followers. It's only natural to lose your way when trying to follow the path of some stubborn prick. And considering how you're looking to help yourselves, using the clergy sounds pretty great to me. I don't care who they serve as long as they can help us. Alright. Crown mages and their companions set out for the temple district, watching their backs ever so often. The golden glow of Makari Hari's temple beckons them as they enter, the light sparkling in the pools reflected upon the sandstone walls. Within, they expected to find grand art and architecture beyond the scope of their imaginations, but they also find something else entirely. No, not you again! Crown mages. Oh no. What is he doing here? Why isn't he in Iranipolis? Salutation, friends. We meet again, and so soon. Your trials, tribulations, and your utmost dedication to Makari Hari have inspired me to follow your footsteps. Holy Archive 12:1. Those who do not have shoes might find their own in the footsteps of others. That wasn't the original context of that passage. We were asking a cobbler's guild to make shoes for those who had none. Perhaps both interpretations are valid as long as Lord Makari Hari wills it. We don't have time for this. I need you to listen quickly. We are being charged with murder, and the council will decide if we're innocent or not. Can the clergy here vote in favor of our innocence? Well, what? Holy Archive 16:2, seek no power when there is grace. Meaning that, the clergy has no power here to sway the nobles. That's it! Circles begins to pry the Holy Archive from the High Priest's grasp. No! The Holy Word! There's nothing holy about reciting passages at people devoid of their meaning or context. The passages comfort me! He shrieks loudly, either out of sheer embarrassment or genuine dismay at the loss of his precious tome. And he clutched the tome even closer to his chest as if his life depended upon it. That was wrong of me. But is it more wrong for me to be okay with you misleading people? Sorry. The High Priest trembles. I will admit that I don't think I always understand the Holy Archive, but I do genuinely believe that good intentions will guide people in the right direction, even if they're wrong. No. No. Well, maybe he has a point. Why don't you just help people? Anything within your power is as basic as that. I'm trying, I promise. Then if the clergy cannot help the crown mages, do you perhaps know if there's somebody who can? Well, possibly. There's an oracle that the nobles have been listening to as of late. Idol worship? Of course it's idol worship. This capital is in dire straits. An oracle? What a load of hogwash. There's nothing worse than giving up your free will to something fake and arbitrary. At least they're choosing to be control freaks when they follow Makari Hari. Might as well base your whole life on a spinning bottle if you're going to take predictions seriously. Can you tell us where to find this oracle? Oh, easily. So we're looking towards prophets now. The High Priest describes the location of the oracle, a small storefront in the heart of the market district. Before the group leaves, Vitus pulls Circles aside. You surprised me back there. Oh, I know. I feel awful, but that man really aggravates me. Yeah, he aggravates me too. Why do you feel awful? Because he was right. He did find comfort in those words. Sure he did. But he also stopped thinking for himself. You told him what he needed to hear. Well, that may be true, but my words hurt him. Only because it's painful to hear the truth. It took a lot of courage to do that. Yeah, I guess. I'm proud of you. Huh? I didn't expect you to show so much resolve. Well, it's a lot easier for the little things like this. Not the big things. It never is it? Well, let's just catch up with the others then. Right. Still a very big animal, I guess. After arriving at the location in the market district, the group is blocked by a long line of patrons. Oh wow, there's a lot of people here. If the oracle is so popular, then Kairos must already know plenty about them. Not really, I only know just enough as the next average noble. Seems we'll be waiting in line a while. But perhaps you could just tell us just enough about them anyways. Point taken. Let's see. I heard that for whatever he does, he manages to make it real spiritual for his audience. Rumor says that he can solve any problem you may have, so long as you have faith in him. And plenty of Monero from your coin purse, no doubt. He apparently makes prophecies. Accurate ones. Anything becomes accurate if you're vague enough. It's much easier to fool and manipulate men than predict the future. I'm sort of an expert on this thing. Well, that was refreshingly honest. I've just seen Zermes work plenty. It's still hard work, you know. I just make it look easy. There used to be spells that could tell the future. Wait, really? Yes. Revelations that come to pass with certainty given the correct conditions. I once knew a magician who could see them while he wove his tapestries. Another one could see them in ripples. One too time-consuming, the other too fleeting and lacking depth. So you're saying this oracle may be the real deal? It's within the realm of possibility, especially in this city. The crowd mages ponder Kroko's words as they wait to be seen by the oracle. The sun begins to sink by the time they're called upon. A stern-looking attendant guides them to the front of a hot room lit by many candles. A dazing perfume of jasmine exudes outwards towards the street. It's as gaudy as I presumed. You don't want to talk. Your temples are as gaudy as they come. Jealousy looks even worse. Oh. Is that him? Vitus waves his hand to the alligator in the distance. Hello? Address the Oracle Drusus with respect and expedience. He has a great many people to see. With skeptical faces and hesitant hearts, they approach the Oracle Sanctum. The Oracle Sanctum? Are you not referring to yourself? You must be Drusus. The two crown mages who come knowing no magic. Elisus, he knows who we are. Everyone we've met in the city has identified who we are. Oh, right. They pursue what affects us all, while all they neglect is lost in the shadows of their wake. They bring companions summoned by their desires, but are they able to wield the tools they command? A dagger to cut truth from the cloth of the heavens. A spear to guide those in need. A circlet that can give as much as it can take. And a chalice that looks empty but contains all things. I like how they had literally had literally nothing to talk about where Zermes is concerned. 10 of you come today, but only one of you will ask questions. 10? He's right, if he can see the demiurges. Ask if he can see us. Yeah, I'd love to know if you can see this. Kaki makes a remarkably rude gestures with his fingers that earns him a harsh look from Akari Hari. The Oracle doesn't flinch. he flipped them off. Can you see all of our traveling companions? The Oracle does not see. The Oracle only knows. Right. Vitus will ask the Oracle 3 questions today. Wait, why me? And only 3 questions. Because Vitus is the only Vitus. And because he has already has 2 questions of me. Oh, come on. Those shouldn't have counted. This is terribly confusing. I like his style. Maybe he is a fraud. He's just using tricks to make it seem like he knows something. No trickery. Vitus will ask one and only one satisfying question. So I was only allowed to ask 1 question this whole time. Why did you? Never mind. Vitus, even I saw that one coming. You're following along with everything this Oracle wants. You need to give it more consideration. Ah, right. If I can only ask 1 question, I need to make sure it's a good one. We need to make sure it's a good one. Try not to ask anything by accident this time. My lips are sealed. Attaboy. Now then, we should avoid asking questions about ourselves. It would be too easy for him to brush us off. Exactly. There's no point in asking small questions. We should be asking big questions, like how to crush the rebels. That's not the worst thing to ask, but it would be an unfortunate waste of time. You must realize that the rebels are not the problem that can be solved by defeating them alone. Complex matters cannot have simple answers. Instead, I believe we should be asking how to sway the council. You prick! You know my question was good, but you can't admit it. You're just a lousy contrarian who wouldn't accept anything I say. You know I'm not that kind of god. You are that kind of god. For the Republic to return to normality, the Council must first get back on its feet. The Republic isn't our problem. Crown mages are. Quelling the rebels will allow them to return to the Academy. Pardon, but there are many guests behind you. Please stop standing around. Well, the demiurges have made both their points. Then you'll need to convince me. What stance will you take? Really? Deal with the council or the rebels? Well, it seems like the council is the more pressing issue at the moment. I'd like to resolve the rift between the council houses. Very well, we should begin our debate quickly. Do your trials, Crown Mage. Convince Velisis to ask the Oracle about the council. Yeah. I only have 4 days. Obviously, you should be asking about how to crush the rebels. Violence will cause uncertainty and unrest, and you will only lead to more violence with time. Who gives a damn about what happens in time? The Crown Mages need to know what to do right now. Crown Mages aren't the only one who matter. Even you should know that, Makaki. What kind of self-centered god ignores the desires of his followers? Individuals can always live happy lives if society's at peace. It's as simple as that. Blah blah blah. Keep on lecturing me and see what good it does. Demiurges, it's fine to leave this to us. I can't think if you two keep yelling in my ear. Now shoot. Oh, exalted element. Hell yes, boy. I got 2 exalted elements. Hell yes, boy. Oh, I got blue. Oh, well. Not today, bitch. You're summoning Drusus? Ugh. Well... I never ever used him in when I was playing regular trials, so... Wait. But there's no consequence for losing those trials though. And he actually won one of them? That's actually bullshit. There's no way he wins the second. Right? He wins both! Why can't I just summon various? Yeah, can you imagine like Varys is doing his own thing in the central building right now, and so you just get Xerxes to go over like, hey dude, we need you to help us argue with each other at the front of the oracle. It's like, oh, okay. Going back to our old lives is important to both of us, which is why I want to focus on the issues within the council. But we're just two people. Dealing with the rebels is going to be hard enough as it is. As long as you are guided by my principles, we will be fine no matter the obstacle. Your principles didn't stop them from being accused of murder now, did they? I swear that was a completely separate issue, but sure. Don't do it. Okay. I thought he was gonna fucking swap my cards, so I was about to shit myself. I will only get one energy from that. I'll let it sit for now. Hypothetically, we go to the council and mend the rift at the heart of this nation. Now perhaps our journey may take much longer than we'd like. I'm worried that we're in over our heads. Perhaps our choice here doesn't matter and we can never go back. What do you mean? What do you think it means? Could mean that the academy is lost forever. What else do you think it could mean? You have exalted element. I'm like the Clash Royale guy. Grr. You're gonna swap cards, aren't you? You're gonna swap our hand, aren't you? The rebels have looted the academy and the city we once knew. The cost of that was bigger than two of us, bigger than the responsibility we held as crown mages. We might not be able to go back to our old lives now if we don't resolve these causes. Why not? We're nothing special. We can't use magic, and the demiurges certainly aren't much help. We should only be dealing with what we need to. We're in enough hot water as it is. Gentlemen, could you please decide upon your question? My guests are waiting. This is about their future. That's right, shut up and listen. The attendant can hear you too. Are you fucking serious? I actually got Exalted Element. I've gotten 3 Exalted Elements so far, by the way. Usually in a deck there's only ever 4 Exalted Elements. You're not serious. Oh god, you bitch! Well, it's something at least. Come on, no! All of that. Yeah, you're gonna play another card? Oh, fuck you. Well? Oh. Okay, I guess. Well, I can't do anything else. Well, at least 4 energy will probably help me win. Yeah, eat my shorts. Well, I'm waiting. That was a misplay. I could have won if I did Krokos and Zermes. I may be too optimistic, but perhaps we can be the ones to change the council. Just the two of us? Just the two of us! We have the demiurges and the heroes too. Our divine companions stop fighting at least. You call that fighting? You must have some misunderstandings about them. Just the two of us. Fuck's sake. Oh, thank you. Just the two of us. Why did you summon Kairos of all people? Don't worry, we didn't need to summon Various all the way from the center building. I need to hear your final answer, Releases. I think you're right. If this oracle can tell us anything at all about the trouble coming our way, then we should be asking about the council. Well. After some back and forth, clarity dawns upon Vitus. Tell me, Oracle, how can we mend the schism within the council? The alligator takes in a deep breath, then exhales. Vitus finally asks his question of the Oracle, his words weighty with purpose and hope. He would have asked it sooner if he could ask two questions. Quiet, you. The alligator presents his crystal ball towards Vitus. He chants in hushed and measured words as darkness dances in the corners of his eyes. Vitus looks towards Krokos for reassurance. Krokos silently nods back. The Oracle has peered into the threads of fate that twine your life with a future enshrouded. But answers you so desire lie hidden in cold clarity, like winter's sky glaring down on desert sand, or where rivers divide the land by where they so they run. You are the mountain in its basin standing defiant. Time does not mend the wheel of nature, but to mend is a word brought into existence exclusive to the world of man. This word is an outsider's, fabric most red, of wine and blood sewn together, healing house and heart. The oracle's entranced gaze is drawn upon the crystal ball. Above you stands a guiding light, with a that's not fervent. With a fervent flame, you only need and courage to wield it. Walk beside divinity, and it will lead you to a path of future favor. Do you mean an outsider? While Vitus asks his question in vain, the oracle having already given his final answer. I'm making a fool of myself. That's fine. You're always doing that. You're not making me feel any better. Your question has been answered, that will be all. Be on your way and be quick about it. Oh, and do remember to donate on your way out. Fortune favors the generous after all. It's the bold, you idiot. Do I still remember what it is in Latin? No, I don't. I only know Fortuna. And then Ilvat. No, that's not even right. Fortuna Al dentes Ilvat? Is that what it is? Vitus drops a coin in the donation box as they walk away. I also probably butchered how to say it. Thank you. The oracle says no more. With the sky becoming dark, the group heads back to Sulpicius' estate for the night. Now that we have some privacy, I can confirm that the oracle did cast a spell. Does that mean he was telling the truth? Perhaps, or perhaps not. Spell involving precognition are unpredictable, as every mage is unique, so are the results. I'm not a fan of such indefinite things, but I can say one thing for certain. Whenever you attempt to predict the future, what you find is always fraught with ambiguity. If that's the case, then what's the point of this kind of spell? Because if you succeed, then whatever fate notion you see is absolutely correct. It's just up to one's own interpretation. An outsider was explicitly mentioned in his vision. Peculiar, don't you think? But we don't know who the outsider could be. If I had a guess, could it be Nikos? Nikos? You mean the lobbyist vying for the dictator's approval? Why him? He's not part of either house, or even from the capital at all, yet he has weaseled his way into the council. Rather, he's the most likely outsider to influence the dictator at this very moment, the one everyone is thinking about. If anyone can guess that, then we didn't need to consult some divination now, did we? That's one way to think about it. So this oracle's fuss was useless then? I don't think so. At least we're certain about finding Nikos now. We would have come to the same conclusion either way, no? Exactly. Pre-recognition reveals what is bound to happen. And then it happens. Doesn't sound very useful if you ask me. And these vague prophecies are enough to win over the nobles? I'm not surprised. But with popularity comes influence. Perhaps we can capitalize on that. What do you mean? Dig up a few half-truths. Perhaps some unscrupulous secrets. There are a lot of ways you can gain leverage on a man if you know where to pull. Before you worry, blackmail's a last resort. I'd rather make friends than enemies. That good enough for you? Up to your old tricks again. So the intrusion makes the crown. Mage's head twirl towards the direction of the noise. The door, which is now slightly ajar. Who said that? Wait, I know that voice. Forgot on me already, boss? The hyena approaches from a nearby hallway, idly peeling an apple with his blade. Bit sloppy for someone really like you. I think most would say that most of my dealings are on the tidy side. Granted, that's only the ones who can still speak. I didn't tell you to come here. I suppose you didn't. Did anyway, though. You'll be needing some helpers, I take it. Might as well take us, since we're already so well acquainted. Us? The bloody gates, do you mean us? Are the rest of you here? You sound nervous, boss. If you insist on calling me boss, then you shouldn't act so insubordinate. Hyena's smile tightens into a grimace. Anyway, yeah, you're getting the big picture. I'm the only one who can manage to get into the noble quarter. That's how I got in here. But we're around, more or less. Is the intruder bothering you, summoners? Vitus? Valises? Ground mages notice Reese sneaking up behind Athena's hyena, glancing towards her clouds as if waiting for permission. We're not the ones the hyenas seem to be after. He's mine, got it? Allow me to take care of him. Take care of me how, boss? Well, I could certainly come up with some new clever use for you. That's good to hear. Very good. Seeing how my brothers need to work too, legitimate work. We're a package deal after all. For a package deal, you're missing most of your pieces. It's hard to make use of associates who can all make it to my doorstep. You've met me in such unfortunate circumstances that I simply don't know what to do. You know, I could facilitate a way to slip them into the noble quarter. The more friends we have on our side, the better, I say. Kairos? It feels like you can do anything. Anything but read the fucking room. But sure, he's so very kind. Well then, my Vulpin friend, you ready to get those squeaky clean mitts of yours a little bit dirty? No need to be so cynical. A little bit of sneaking about sounds pretty innocent to me. The hyena gang's back, baby. Later that night, the crown mages and their companions meet up with the hyena gang outside the noble quarter. After exchanging greetings, Kairos leads the group past the guards and through a secret series of tunnels and alleys behind the city. The route is damp, old, but miraculously hidden, the kind of places you wouldn't be able to see if you didn't already know where to look. Upon reaching the noble quarter, they arrived in the market district, and the hyena gang are given a place to stay in one of many rooms in Sulpicius' estate. So you're really here, boss? Boss? We thought we'd never see you again. Fork roads can always meet again just around a couple of trees. Boss? That's so profound. It's like poetry. Or an epitaph. Want me to write you one? No, don't make one for him. Make one for me. No, me. I'll think of one for each of you. Zermi's smile turns into a skull as he turns away from the hyenas. Boss sure is scary. Yeah, real scary. But in an awesome way? He's amazing. Why does that one hyena have like spikes in his arm? Is it from like punching people so much? Oh. Chapter 2.1 Republic without N. Well, as per usual, we all know it's not over. The Crown Mages have been in a pitiful mood ever since their return to suspicious estate. Felices paces around the courtyard and Vitas ponders beneath a tree, both troubled by the state of the council and the accusations levied against them. Vitas' downcast eyes catch his reflections in the pool, his hopes being washed away with every ripple. Zermes offers the tepid young men some witty remarks, but neither returns a smile. Oh, it's interlude, so we're being brought to a bathhouse. Only a knock at the door is enough to pull their attention. Oh, you're back. You should be glad I am. We're busy. What's the matter? Just came to check on you. Have you eaten? I'm aware Sulpicius left you with some Monera. There's so much delicious food in the capital. You should enjoy it. How could we be in the mood to enjoy anything now? Just thinking about standing before the council gives me a stomachache. Not to mention the rebels are attacking other cities. Well, this won't do at all. All that worrying will only make things worse. Tell me, have you come up with any good ideas lately? No, not exactly. But we must try, we don't have much time. I know exactly what you need. I'm quite certain that you both must take a break. Fresh ideas are born from refreshing experiences, and you both look washed up. Allow me to guide you once more. I may not be good at many things, but I know how to make people happy. Sounds like we're kindred spirits. Now, I couldn't possibly compare to you, Zermes the Savior. But sometimes it's easier to open up to someone who hasn't got something to lose. I can guarantee you, I know this city better than you do. Well, they don't seem very interested in what I've got to lose. Perhaps you need to relax your attitude too. What about you? All you do is bring trouble. Enough, both of you. And it's late. Kairos, what did you have in mind? At least you might have some new ideas for us. I just want to recommend a good place to relax. I'm not aware of anyone who wouldn't like it. Let me show you my favorite bathhouse. The 2.1 interlude, man. They all follow Kairos out of the estate and through the bustling streets of Sadar Franzia. After passing the packed markets and joyful taverns, you'll be hard-pressed to imagine that there was a war going on a mere province away. But the weary expressions of Vitas and the others tell a different story. Sometimes I ask myself why we work so very hard for all these people. Hey, that's not fair. We're dealing with the rebels so we can return to the academy, not to help anyone. So you're saying we don't want to help anyone? No, that's not it. I understand, but Elise's grumbles having started the debate for the sake of it. You two, stop talking about such depressing things. Look, we're almost there. Carlos points to a huge building in the distance. That's the largest bathhouse in Sadar Franzia outside of the Noble Quarter. I occasionally come here too, since it's also not far from my residence. That is to say, it's a great place for nobles and commoners to interact. The market district also has much delicious food. There's nothing quite like cool juice and honey biscuits after a long bath. People in the capital must live such comfortable lives. Upon catching Felice's glare, Kairos hastily changes the subject. Shall we hurry inside? Yeah. He leads them all into the bathhouse with some urgency. And looks exactly like the one in Irenipolis, alright. Steam permeates the air as towels wrap patrons mull about the baths. Crown mages and Kairos get changed, and even the four heroes follow suit and enter the water. This feels so good. Times like this, I'm glad to have a physical body. The baths weren't so fancy back in our time. You get it. Becoming a hero means there's no end to life's pleasures. One life or many? After all, it's impossible to know if we're our original selves. Bah, I'm getting used to being opposed with a meaningless prattle. You think I have the energy to argue with you? I never said who I was talking about. Ease up. I can't believe you two have so much energy even while bathing. Vitas lets out a big sigh. Come to think of it, we haven't relaxed for a long time. Well, we were cooped up in that carriage for more than a week. You see, now being stuck inside all the time isn't good for either of you. Don't you feel better now? No. No, really. I feel like I don't want to think it. No, really. I feel like I don't want to think at all. Well, you do seem to be enjoying yourselves. But before my leave, I should remind you of one thing. Remember how I said nobles come here often? You may have the chance to meet many important people who can help your cause. There are also private baths available. Perfect for private discussions about sensitive matters. Sensitive matters, eh? Yes, confidential ones, between nobles and commoners. Major agreements often originate from these very baths. Rumors, too. Gleaning new information is also a way to scrounge up new ideas. So you're suggesting we ask important-looking people to talk in private? You're new around here, I doubt many would trust you yet. But do keep your options in mind. That's good and all, but we don't know how to approach nobles to begin with. Exactly. Just rely on me if you need it. Are you so willing to help us? Why wouldn't I? I'm Sulpicius' friend, and I know you're here to stop the war. Not to mention the 4 great heroes at your side. And Lord Makari Hari himself, but I'll take your word on that one. I think you're forgetting someone else. I would be foolish not to help you. My, what an upstanding fellow. Like your opinion matters. You can be jealous all you want. Anyways, look out for me if you need help making connections. Okay. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it. No need. Just be sure not to tire yourself out. With a wave of his paw, Kairos leaves the bath, as if to give the crown major space to talk. And here I thought we were supposed to be taking a break, not talking to bathhouse members. Kairos strikes me as someone who is very considerate of their actions. He could have any reason to do what he does. Vitas looks around at the heroes blissfully enjoying the hot steamy water. Let's stop overthinking so much and relax for a while. I want to relax, but now I'm anxious about running into someone important. But do let me know if you want to talk to any of the heroes. Don't want to feel left out? You know me too well. They both look at each other, then suddenly burst into laughter. Let's take a good rest. Yeah. Begin interlude. We have 100 mementos. We can talk to Drusus, Krokos 2, Reese, Mukaki, and Zermes once again. I want to talk to Mukaki because I'm still barely interested in talking to Zermes. Fortunately, that means I only have 50 mementos, so I just thought of an idea, and then I decided it was an absolutely terrible one. So instead of that, how about we keep to ourselves today? Sure thing, we have been through an awful lot lately. Heh, if you mortals lack for company, then why did you not ask me earlier? Oh, Mukaki. Two Kramish speaking whisper. Why is he following us here exactly? Can he even touch the water without fizzling out? Probably. Well, he looks like he's made of fire and lava, I don't know. He's one of the demiurges. His body overheats the water and we get boiled alive. I don't consider that. What are you two scheming? We're just discussing that it might be a bad idea for you to use the public bathhouse. And why is that? Well, baths are a very orderly and traditional place. Much too stuffy for someone as yourself. And there's so many rules. You have to rent the little box for your clothes and talk to the attendant to get a towel. Absolutely not worth your time. A towel? I'm wearing plenty right now, but I can change if it would satisfy you. Jim walk over to one of the wicker bins containing fresh towels. Wait, is he really going through with this? Well, I doubt Mukaki himself would be bothered with a lion bite stealing a bath towel was wrong. I don't give a damn about the towels. I don't want anyone getting boiled alive. You really think that could happen? I don't intend to find out. You know I can hear the both of you. What a bunch of bullies, accusing me of that kind of stuff. We're just being safe. Oh, ye of little faith. Say, where exactly is the changing room? Why do you care? It's not like anybody else can see you but us. Okay, but you should both turn around. What? You kidding me? Just because I'm a divine doesn't mean I'm immodest. You know, in that aspect, I'm surprised that Makari Hari is less cares less about modesty than then Bukaki. You're barely wearing anything in your ordinary outfit. Turn around! Okay, fine. Whew. Now there's the kind of respect I like to see. This won't take me long at all. Crown may just wait for Bukaki to tell him it's finished. What did you do with the towel? There we go, you can turn around now. Bukaki is already waiting around in the bath, splashing the water on his cloths. We must look mad to anybody who can see us. Forget about that, he didn't even change to anything. He just dropped the towel on the floor and took off his armor. You're right. Do you think we should even mention it? The water's fine, mortals. Get in already. Leave it be. At least just test the water's temperature with his toe. Wait, you still need your toe? It's safe. You still need your toe. Of course it's safe. I wouldn't get anything out of cooking my loyal followers alive now, would I? Whoever said we were followers? Well, maybe not willingly. Mortals always think your decisions spring out neatly curated conclusions, don't you? You think you know how the world works, but everything you know is just made up by somebody else. Every action and reaction you take pulls you into biases and dispositions that persuade you to act in one way or another. You're still responsible for your choices, of course, but things you can't control put you on that path. Take these why are we talking about oranges again? Take these oranges in the water, for example. Why is he talking about releases? Talking about fruit with this. It's not about the bloody fruit. Look at how they all bob in the water. The tiniest ripple I make will set each orange on a course. The bodies collide and bump against one another, and each fruit is set on a course, setting others on courses in return. You might think this is a peaceful little bathhouse, but chaos is at play constantly for everybody and for everything. That's why you're all my followers, whether you understand it or not. Huh. Makes you think, right? I wonder if these oranges are fresh enough to eat. You're ruining this moment. It's not my fault he made me think about the oranges. Maybe I should boil the both of you alive. Oranges. The fucking two demi-urges just talked about oranges. For fuck's sake. Alright, can I... Okay, everything else is above 50 mementos. Alright, well that's it for Republic without N. The next in line is Arcana Imperi. But until then, I hope you guys enjoyed this chapter, and yeah, I will see you all in the next episode. Bye bye.